Hello, Virgo. Your weekly love tarot reading begins with the Hierophant, the Four of Wands, Justice, and the Queen of Wands. All right, your person is coming in with the Five of Pentacles, the Seven of Pentacles, and Strength, and the Eight of Wands. So, bottom of the deck, we have a Four of Cups. So, not really willing to sort of accept any help or love or assistance, or just being obstinate and stubborn. Let's see. Let's see what all of this is about for you, Virgo. We're going to get right into your energies, how you both come into the week. So for you here, fan energy, this is your card in tarot, Virgo. So you're showing up in your own reading. And this is very much about you sort of getting back to basics, doing a reset. Getting back to your core foundation in terms of how you live your life, your dharma, right? And this is a time for you to do that. You're buckling back down. You're getting back to the stability in that way. Your person, Five of Pentacles, they're going through a very, very difficult period. All right, they're having financial issues. They're feeling as though they've been ostracized. Let's go ahead and begin to look at your clarifiers, Virgo, because you know, I wonder if this feeling is because of you. I'm not entirely sure, but let's see, because we have some interesting energy coming up here. Right now, as I say, though, for you, the main thing, Virgo, is that you are kind of getting back to a place that is a place of stability, focus, and balance, right? Let's get your clarifier. Ten of Cups, happiness and love in your person. Knight of Pentacles, wanting to move forward. Now, it could just be that your person indeed is coming from a place of difficulty, financial difficulty, right? But you're happy with them. You're in love, right? And I think one of the resets here is the fact that you're trying to make something really special happen here. The person that you're with in this love connection is kind of like the whole shebang for you, right? So you're finding yourself very much, I'm going to say, wanting to do everything right and wanting to have yourself right to make it happen. They're coming from a place where they need assistance. Five of Pentacles energy. Right now, they're dealing with a lot of difficulty. And it may indeed be difficulty in their personal life, like in their life, not anything to do with you, but to do with perhaps their job or their work or a project that they're involved in, or in some aspect, may even have something to do with their health, right? They may just have a little setback right now where they're having to sort of rebuild. And for them, though, Knight of Pentacles energy, this is a desire as well they have, as, that Knight of Pentacles is moving towards you, right? They want to make this happen with you. Now, how do you guys see each other? When you see them, you see a Four of Wands. You see a love connection. Venus and Aries energy is Four of Wands, 1111. You see just happiness and joy. There's a joyfulness here in the bond, because the bond is so secure and stable, right? It so feels so complete, that you just kind of rejoice in it. So this person represents something very, very strong for you. For them, they see you and they see that you are um, busy, that you are very, very sort of uh, not busy. Let me rephrase that you are very focused on what needs to happen right now. You see them sort of, you know, wanting to do this with you, wanting to have this adventure with you. But for their point of view, they also see your effort. But your effort, Virgo, comes in a very earthy way. It's in that Hierophant energy of sort of bringing everything back down to the ground. Okay, what do we need to do? What do I need to do? How can I help here? You know what I mean? How can I help you? And they see this help and they appreciate it. And I think that you represent some, I'm going to say, some stability for them. Let's get some more clarity. Four of Pentacles and a King of Wands. Yeah, there is an insecurity here for you because things need to change. So, in order for you to help your individual here, to help your person, to assist them, to be there for them, because clearly you have love for them, right? Clearly you want to make this work, but it is going to be a little bit nerve wracking for you because you're going to have to, you're making changes to your physical environment, job, money, how you're living, etc., to help here, to help this energy is strong. This energy, Five Pentacles, it's an energy of setback. And so you coming there to kind of the rescue, yes, it will not be without a certain amount of anxiety, okay? Your person is coming in with King of Wands energy. They will step to the plate with solutions and energy and passion. This is not just a victim here. I think your person is going through something that really is not much to do. It's not much of their fault, right? It is not much to do with them per se. It is something that's kind of happening to them. There was another reading earlier this week that was kind of in that vein, one of the pick a card readings I did. But your person is kind of dealing with a very difficult situation right now that is not of their own making. And so they are also coming through this process and stepping to the plate with that King of Wands. They have a lot of drive and desire. They know what they need to do, but they just need a little bit of assistance. Now, how do you guys see your roles in this relationship? For you, justice energy; for them, strength. So strength is the card for Leo. Some of you Virgos may be dealing with Leo energy in your chart or in the chart of the person that you're dealing with. But your role here, the way you see yourself, is to bring justice and balance, right? Justice is balance. When you want justice for a situation, is a rebalancing of that situation. It's not necessarily retribution, but it's a rebalancing. But what does rebalancing look like? Nevertheless, you are really a strong kind of foundation here for them, and you see that. You see your role as that. For them, their role in this relationship is to continue to be strong, to continue to show strength, to continue to rise above, to continue to make sure that they are making their decisions from a point of control and focus and not being out of control. And so this is a really lovely connection and a lovely relationship that you have. You guys are definitely together. I don't necessarily feel like this is a new connection. It could be a new connection, but this is just a very strong relationship, a strong love connection. You do have Four of Cups down here at the bottom of the deck. And Four of Cups is a feeling of wanting to do everything on your own, not accepting a cup of love. And it could very well be, Virgo, that in the beginning your person may have been very cagey about what they were going through. You know what I'm saying? And you may have been a little bit bewildered about their actions or why they were acting the way they were acting, or you know I think it takes a little while for you both to sort of understand what's happening. They may have been keeping some of this difficulty just to themselves, and as I say, if it's something to do with job or work or something in their life, it may have been easy for them to keep it to themselves, and they may have come across to you as being quite cold, but that's not the case here at all, right? It doesn't seem to be the case. So let's pull these clarifiers for you. Here, the Fool, and for them, Three of Pentacles. Now, there isn't a lot of cup card energy here, and you may, in fact, be dealing with someone because, again, what you're seeing here, this is your impression, your love, and how you see them being in love with you. But again, from this point of view, this person seems to be very, very much focused simply on their material existence, their trouble that they're having here. And this is where this reading takes a little bit of a turn for me because you may also be dealing with someone who is kind of just taking you for, not for granted, but using you to help themselves out of this situation. Because again, this love that you see here is something that you're seeing from your perspective. And from their perspective, they're not really looking towards you for love in any way. They're kind of looking towards you for support and help. And, they're doing their own thing, they're following their own path here. And again, here with Three of Pentacles, as I see that, they are continuing to sort of make connections and move forward with sort of getting themselves back to a position of, you know, stability, money coming in, work coming in from this position. And you don't really factor a whole lot in here. You end up with, I'm going to say full, before I go to this, full energy coming in to a Queen of Wands. So I think you learn a lesson here. I think you learned a lesson here. And it's funny because sometimes these readings, as we go through and we get the clarifiers, the reading does take a little bit of a turn. Yes, this is a strong, loving, compatible relationship here, but I fear that towards the end, you may learn a bit of a lesson here. Because although this person is not toxic, although this person does, I'm sure, have feelings for you, and although this connection that you're having is quite strong and works out quite well, especially with you helping them out, ultimately, I'm not entirely sure that the love you're seeing that they have is actually there. You do have full energy here going into this kind of feeling of having learned a lesson with the Queen of Wands. You may have just, leapt off a cliff for something that wasn't what you expected it to be. And this explains this Four of Cups here, and one of the reasons why you may not have been feeling so much affection from them. Even though you're in love and you've seen all of this nice energy from them, you may, with this Four of Cups, at some point you may realize that indeed the love is not what they want from you, but simply the support that you're willing to give. Mhm. It is what it is. Take it for what it is. This can be vice versa, Virgo. And of course, this isn't going to resonate with everyone. Let's get your spirits of darkness and light out to see what's going on that may be also swirling around this connection with this person. We have spirit of the lion, spirit of the dog, loyalty, yes, and spirit of the fox. Wow. So this is what I'm talking about. Spirit of the fox, we're talking about slyness. I don't know. I don't feel slyness here, cunning necessarily, but strategy. And strategy of survival here. And if you prove to be someone that's going to help this individual survive through their difficult times, then yes, their strategy is indeed to carry that forward. Again, I don't feel toxic energy here, but I do feel that things aren't as they seem. And before I finish with these oracles, let me come back to this Three of Pentacles and Eight of Wands, which I neglected to cover. Yeah, they, ultimately for you, you come through learning a bit of a lesson after this sort of uh, connection with this person. This person kind of moves on, and yet the feelings and energies continue to be quite confusing. One minute it's, wonderful, the next minute it isn't. And, I think they begin to show their hand a little bit towards the end of this relationship in terms of, being very agreeable and happy and all of that when they need something and being completely different when they don't. And I think that begins to show, which is one of the reasons why here with that Queen of Wands, you really gain a lot of wisdom about what's truly happening here. Spirit of the dog, friendship, companionship, undying loyalty. I think you have to a certain degree an undying loyalty here because of the love that you have for this person, Virgo. You really, really care for them. And spirit of the lion, leader, recognition, and respect. See how that factors in. Let's go ahead and pull your two animal spirits. Yeah, so again, this is a deep love connection. Oop, two have fallen over. This is a deep love connection for you. And yes, you guys are in a relationship, or this may be a new relationship, as I said earlier. But I do think right now, this is kind of like you guys are both serving each other's needs. And so everything is great. But ultimately, I'm not sure if they're going to be there when they don't need you. Giraffe spirit, see the big picture. An owl spirit, you see clearly now, okay? Yeah, see the big picture, see what's really happening here. Because again, we went through this whole reading and there just was no cup energy here from this person. Yes, from you. Yes, the twin flame soulmate energy card. Yes, you bringing a lot to the table. Yes, even a leap off the cliff. But ultimately here, just consistently working, this person working towards themselves getting better, but doesn't seem to indicate any united front here in terms of a relationship. All right, Virgo, I'm going to leave it at that. Hey, if it resonates with you, go ahead and hit that like button, share, subscribe, comment. Any of those things really help my channel out. It helps me, helps my video get pushed out to more people. So I really appreciate it when you take the time to do that. And of course, thank you for watching. Virgo cross watchers. I'm going to wish you love, life, and happiness. And I hope to see you guys back next week, next Thursday on my channel, Bow and Arrow Tarot, for your weekly love tarot reading. Bye bye now.